feels like he has something to prove every day, not only as a player, as a man. And I know that's how he plays. He plays with an edge that you want your room to have. I jokingly, when I write the depth chart every day on the board, I write their names or their nicknames, and his is Dirtbag. That's how he plays. Not in a illegal fashion, but he plays the game on the edge. And you have to have that. And sometimes if you don't have that in each guy, you have to develop that kind of attitude in the room. And John plays that way. Mark Glowinski plays that way. I think we have other guys that will play that way, and they'll find from me as their coach, if they don't play that way, they will not play.
If it's all the same to you, I will not introduce myself to him and call him a jerkbag. Okay?
You will, and he'll probably hug you.
He might go the other way, though. We'll see.
No, John likes it. He's grimy. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Bobby, how do you balance developing a young player like Evan Neal with expecting a lot from him right away?
That's a great question. That's a delicate balance. Those kids already have enough pressure on them. He was drafted in the top 10. He came to New York City. That alone is enough pressure to crush a player. My job is to develop him. My job is to help him exceed his expectations and everybody else's. So I will stunt his development if I try to exert any more pressure than it's already there. Every day when he pulls up and he sees our logo on the building, there's enough pressure in that. My job is to help him develop. With Evan, he puts a lot of pressure on himself. I've run that in a short period of time. One of my keys with him right now is, hey, my job is to coach you. If you need any pressure applied, let me do it. Don't do it to yourself, because you're too young. You won't know when to turn it off. I know when to turn it on and turn it off. Right now, my job is to teach. My job is to coach. My job is to mentor. I don't need to apply any more pressure than what's there. He had enough pressure the day he was drafted. You know what I mean? And that my job is just to develop.
During the pre-draft process, scouting him, did anything stand out to you? Obviously, he has the size, the versatility, but was there a moment where you saw something or he told you something where it clicked, where you said, like, I can't wait to work with this guy?
Yeah, I think every guy, not just Evan, but every guy that I rated real high, at a certain point, if you dive into this process, the evaluation process, deep enough, which I feel like you have to, you get a little bit attached. You develop a little bit of emotion toward each prospect. And with him, I like being around him. I like being around Ike Ekwonu. I like being around Charles Cross. I like being around Josh Azudu. I like being around Marcus McKeithen. So it's not just him alone, but he had whatever that is that makes me go, I want to be around this guy. I want to coach this guy. I want to help this guy achieve his potential. With him, it was just, he wants to be really good. And to me as a coach, that's the first thing. You want to be good? And then the more you talk to him, you find out it's not just lip surface, it's real. Once you figure that out, then you want to be around the guy. And once I felt that, I had no problem if we would have picked him wherever we would have picked him. I would have felt good about it because I know he wants to be good.
Bob, you talked about the pressure on Evan. Do you feel pressure on yourself? I mean, this is a group that's had a lot of turnover, not a lot of success lately in the last few years.
To be honest with you, I mean, I'm always going to be honest if you ask me a question. No. Do I feel a responsibility? Yes, that's different. Pressure, if I felt pressure, then I wouldn't do the job. You know what I mean? If you're afraid of the job, then you shouldn't take the job, and I don't care what that job is anywhere, this profession or any other profession. Do I feel a responsibility? Yes, I do. I feel a responsibility because there'll probably be, if somebody said I quit the job and they opened it up for applications, they'd probably have 2,000 people wanting the job within an hour. So I feel there's a responsibility because I have a privilege. The team, the unit hasn't performed to the expectations. My responsibility is to get them to do that. There's not pressure in that, it's just what comes with the job. If you feel pressure on trying to get them to perform, then you shouldn't take the paycheck every other Friday. You know what I mean? And that's what's been my approach. Whatever job I've had, I've had the benefit of having some really good jobs. And this is another really good job. So I don't feel the pressure. I just feel a responsibility to get them to perform to expectation, and mostly the expectation of the ownership. This is one of the blue blood organizations. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel a responsibility to get them to exceed the ownership's expectations.
What do you want the identity of your offensive line to be like? What do you want?
Tough, smart, dependable. That's it. I want guys that are tough, and I don't mean physically tough. I mean mentally tough. If you're mentally tough, you'll be physically tough. I want guys who are smart. I don't care what they got on the ACT. I don't care what they got on the the Wonderlic. Are they football smart? Can they process the information? Can they solve problems? And are they dependable? Do I know? Am I getting the same thing out of them every day when they walk in the building? I don't want to guess. No offense to anybody. I'm married with 2 daughters. I got enough uncertainty on a daily basis. I don't know which one I'm getting on any given day, right? And they don't know what they're getting when I walk in the door either. But when I come to work, my players know what they're getting from me, and I want to know what I'm getting from them. Tough, smart, dependable. And I just told the young guys today, hey, availability is another trait. If you're available, you get reps, you get better. You're not available, you don't get reps, you don't get better. More importantly, if you're not available, other guys are getting your reps. That's the cold, hard facts about our business. So those are the things I value. That's what I want our room to look like. And more importantly, that's what the team's supposed to look like. We're not going to look any different than this team, all right? We're going to look just like everybody else from top to bottom, all right? And if we don't do our job or we don't have those characteristics, we're not going to be part of that unit.
How radically or not radically different is this offense than Frank and Doug's offense?
I'd say it's quite a bit different. When you break it down, just look at the concepts, most teams in the NFL run a version of a lot of the same plays. You kind of make them your own wherever you are. But this system, obviously, that Dave's has brought here has been wildly successful at a number of different spots. And there's some nuance to learning it. And our guys have really invested their personal time in learning it. But when they've been out here and been together, we've gotten a lot out of the time that we've been together, too.
Does it slow guys like Kenny and Kadarius down in the offense if they're not on the field with you guys running it?
Well, I mean, you'd prefer that they be out there, but we're doing things with them without them getting the full speed reps, where they're getting the mental reps. They're getting a lot of those walkthrough type of reps. So to try to keep they can keep pace with the rest of the offensive group, and feel really good about the progress that they've made in getting those reps. And I think they'll be ready to go when we need them. We don't play for 4.5 months, and I think there's plenty of time to get caught up.
There's been a lot of talk about Kadarius and not showing up to some things, including last year, and just having a rough rookie year. Like, what have you learned about him? Like, what do you know about him? As you stand here,
I would say this, not just with Kadarius, but with anybody. I mean, we're starting fresh, and it's an opportunity for him to work with a new staff, and for us to work with new guys. And he's been terrific, as has the entire group. So excited about his skill set and what he brings offensively. I think he'll be a great weapon and a great fit in the system. And he's been really terrific and done everything we've asked him to do.
Did he show up in good shape? I mean, it was something like last year that was a problem for him, the fact that he had trouble staying healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he was in good shape, but obviously, he's not running around full speed right now, so that'd be difficult to judge exactly where he's at right now. But he'll be ready to go when we need him to be ready. Mentally, I don't have any concerns with where he's at right now.
How does Wandell compare to kind of wide receivers that you've worked with in the past?
He'll be unique. I mean, I've worked probably with more of the your bigger size guys, but his skill set really fits in what we do here. And there's a bunch of different ways to get open, different body types, shapes, sizes. As long as you can get that separation and you got the ability to get open, present that to the quarterback, you got a chance to be really productive.
The background with Alshon and kind of developing him, how does that kind of help you with Kenny, kind of with a similar exposition?
Yeah, I mean, obviously any big receiver you could compare that to, whether it be most recently Pittman or anybody like that. But Kenny's had a lot of success in this league. Excited to work with him. He dove right in. With both feet from the very first day. He's done a great job, been a really good leader in the room, really led by example, and the way that he's studying, obviously, taking his personal time to study on his own so that he knows it, and he's just been a true pro.
I just want to ask you about, Dable is known for soliciting feedback from quarterbacks, like asking Josh Allen, like, what do you like and not like? What do you see from Daniel as far as being outspoken and forceful about deciding what you like and not like in the offense?
Yeah, he's done a great job since we've been here. The communication's ongoing every day. He's learning the offense, so the first discussion you have after we do something like that is, hey, what'd you think? What'd you see? Do you like it? And he's been very open about, I like this. I would need to see this more, or no. He's pretty clear about what he likes and dislikes, and that's good. We need to have that communication. That's good to build that trust.
Is there anything about Daniel that has surprised you in your limited time with him now? Because he's kind of people kind of know what you expect from Daniel. Is there anything you look at and say, I didn't really see that out of him?
I kind of knew he was a fast guy, but until you get up and actually watch him run, I mean, he can move. Like, he took off on one today. It was the first time, I kind of saw him open it up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a big guy moving fast.
And anything about his skill set or his personality that is really very intriguing or very worrisome?
Nothing worrisome about his personality at all. Daniel's a hard worker. He's come in and done a great job of learning the offense, asking questions, spending extra time on his own. No worries at all.
Anything physically? I mean, anything? You said he's a little fat. About his size, about the way he throws the ball, anything like that. It's like, it's kind of like what you figured it would be.
No, yeah. I said earlier, I watched him coming out, and a lot of those things I saw carried over. Accurate, tall, can see it all. Good ball placement. He has all those things, all those qualities that I saw when he was coming out.
Jay, it's no secret it's a big season for him individually. How much are you coaching that part of it? The expectations, the pressure, how big it is to perform right now. Do you have a role in that at all?
No, we just come in, we're taking it day by day, focusing on getting better today. Every day is one day, and we'll keep stacking days. That's the coaching point. That if it does come up, that's what I'm going with. Hey, we're just here to get better today. It's third down day, it's first down day. We're concentrating on that.
Thank you.
What have you seen from Tyrod so far?
I see a guy who, he's had 10, 11-year career, really smart, has been in a lot of different offenses, knows how to operate an offense really well. Good communicator, not afraid to speak up when he sees something that's happened to him in the past. So just a great guy to have in the room, and he's done a great job out there with all of his reps, making things happen, changing things at the line of scrimmage, good communication. I think the guys really like him.
Has he been helping Daniel along as well, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the whole room is great from top to bottom. We have great conversations. Ty sees something, hey, think about this. Davis sees something, think about this. Daniel as well. When those guys are in, hey, what about doing this on that one? So the communication between the three of them has been great.
Everyone always says, we knew Davis when he was here the first time. Everyone always says, well, he's going to be a coach one day.
Who's that?
About Davis Webb.
Yeah.
I mean, is that,
that's been the thing everybody says about him. And I can't wait for him to get to that point because I think he'll be a great